Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. It's already late November now. The weather is a little rainy out there, not too bad, kind of mild tonight. As usual, I have an awesome guest, and we'll get to her in a moment. Must be these amazing underwriters. I don't have too many tonight, but we got some new ones, and got to give them acknowledgement because they are amazing. So we got Bay State Piano in Marshfield. We got Wicked Healthy Natural Foods and Supplements in Kingston. We got AdvancedAutocar.com in Rockland. All cars under $9,000, finances everyone, all credits welcome. We got South Coast Customs and Auto Body Express in Hanson. We got a new one, Rafferty's Dine-In and Takeout, Bar and Grill in Marshfield. We got Dave's Automotive, good old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. And we got Nickerson Auto Body in Kingston. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now we will start the show officially. So this young lady here, this is, she's a recording artist. Her name is Lorraine Miriam Peluso. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Okay. And we've been Facebook friends for a while. And you're from Brooklyn originally, right?
I am.
Okay. So tell me about, I want to find out, first of all, your history as a recording artist. We're going to talk about that. How you came up to this part of the country, well, from Brooklyn to the Northeast, to New England. I mean, Brooklyn's the Northeast, but how you made your pilgrimage to New England and where you're at now and what's it all about. So we'll start with your childhood. So kind of enlighten me a little bit as to how that got to where you're at now. And if I have any questions, I'll fire them in you. So go ahead.
Sure. I started very young. There was always music in my home.
Okay.
My oldest sister used to sing and play guitar. And
this is in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we used to just a lot of music at home. And then I took piano lessons, and I self-taught myself how to play guitar.
Okay.
And played in the church for baptisms, communions, things like that. And it just snowballed into one thing to the next.
Okay.
And it's just a love for music. And actually, I did have one thing happen. I wanted to try to quit piano lessons because...
You wanted to try and quit?
I wanted to try to quit. I
had the same thing happen to me. I finally did quit after 7 years.
Well, I couldn't really play outside during lunch at school because I had my piano lesson then. So I would watch everyone playing, and so then sometimes after school, I didn't want to stay. So I went into the teacher. She was a nun.
Okay.
Because I went to Catholic school.
Is this where you learned to play piano in school?
Yeah.
In Catholic school? Is this in Brooklyn?
Yeah, I started with a home teacher. He was a male. He came over and taught me and my sister.
Okay.
And then at the Catholic school, that's when I took lessons from the nun. So I went in to tell her that I don't think I really want to take piano anymore, and she started crying.
Wow.
So
usually they make you cry, from what I hear. With corporal punishment, right?
We didn't have that.
You didn't have that. Good.
Luckily.
That's not cool.
So I kind of felt bad. So I kept taking lessons.
So she made you laid a guilt trip on you. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
She told me I had talent and that.
I know the feeling. Everyone told me I had talent too, but I couldn't. I know what you probably felt that you couldn't. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. If this isn't something that we share in a common history, so you felt that you really didn't have you didn't have the wherewithal to commit yourself to it enough to keep it going long enough to make a career or to satisfy you.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know why. I just was young, and I just thought I was kind of tired of practicing and going to the lessons. But I mean, she just went on about how I should stick with it because I have a special gift.
Okay.
And she's no longer with us. She passed away. But so that's why I stuck with the piano.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. So all these years later, are you glad you did?
I am definitely glad that I did.
So you're glad? So that was kind of a holy intervention, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, really, yeah, no, that makes sense. She made me feel I think that any older person should encourage a younger person if they think, I do that sometimes at work when some young kids say something.
What do you do for work now that's anything pertaining to music?
It's not really, but
Are you a teacher?
no, I should have been, but I'm not. I work product demonstrations.
Okay, that's
and-
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's good for an entertainer because you get to talk and
Yeah, absolutely. And you make money
yeah,
if you do well.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And you can work whenever you like. You can add on jobs so that when you're short of money, I can take projects and do them when I'm free.
Okay. So tell me, how did you move up to the Boston area? Do you live in New Hampshire now?
I'm in Nashua.
You're in Nashua.
Yeah.
So how did you end up moving from Brooklyn to Nashua? What were the circumstances? Did it have anything to do with the recording industry?
No, actually, in a way it does. I met someone that was in a band,
Okay.
and we started dating.
Okay.
He was from here, and
Right from here, you mean
from Nashua.
of Nashua,
But of
New Hampshire.
course, he said he was from Boston because it sounded cooler. So
Okay.
I was like, and I came to visit a couple of times, and then he tried to get a job in New York because my uncle was a judge, and he was going to try to get him a job in the courts
Okay.
as a court officer. And then there was no opening, so I ended up here
Okay. Right here, you mean Nashua?
in Nashua. In
okay.
Nashua, yeah. But of course, it was supposed to be he's from Boston, but I'm.
Well, obviously everything happens for a reason. So
Yeah, no, it's fine.
okay, so that's how you ended up in Nashua.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So tell me about, like, what have you done in the recording industry? You said you've been interviewed on the radio a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And who interviewed? Can you tell me who interviewed you, where? And,
Yeah, sure. Well, you must know Gail Scott Key. She used to be a TV anchor woman. And
Channel
then
4?
I think WBZ. Yeah.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I met her by mistake.
Oh no, nothing. Everything happens for a reason.
Well, the alarm went off at my work, and we all were running out, and I lost my keys. And her last name is Key, so I thought it was weird.
Wow. Tell me the Susan meant to be.
I know.
But how did that end up getting you to meet?
Yeah. Well, she started helping me try to find my key, and
Okay.
she looked. To me, she definitely looked like she was in the TV or something.
Okay.
And so I asked her as we were all walking out, because we all had to evacuate, if she was, are you involved in television? She said, why? Do I look like I am? And that's how it got. And then I brought up the fact that I had a hit in the 80s. And
What was that? What was that?
it was called Yaya. It's actually developed from a jump rope skip in Brooklyn as a kid. And
Okay.
we made it into a song.
Okay. Well, who did any of the major record labels pick it up?
Well, it was distributed by Island Records.
Okay, I know of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Z put it out, and then it went worldwide,
Yeah.
and it started being released on all these different albums. And I'm not really that great with the knowing how the business works. So
Right.
I was just like, okay, this is here, this is out in Germany, and whatever they did, they did.
Okay. That's pretty good. So that was your voice. Did you write the song?
Yeah. Well, it was originally a jump rope skip, and I tried to find the original writer, and I couldn't. But we took it and we made it into a song of our own.
Okay. You and your band?
It was a producer who was a co-writer for Kid Creole. I don't know if you ever heard of August Arnell, Kid Creole and the Coconuts. They're really
Yeah, I have. They do something. It sounds like a familiar.
they're pretty big in Europe,
Yeah.
and they gave me my. I think they gave me my start. It's hard to say.
Okay. Well, all right. That's fine. So, where did you go at? Where did you go with it after that?
So well before
So, let's get back to to Miss Scott Key.
Yeah.
Gail Scott Key, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No relation to Francis Scott Key, who wrote the national.
someone else said that to me.
Well, everyone's going to say that to you because everyone knows who wrote the national anthem.
Yeah. I asked
Did
her
you ask
that.
her that? What did she say?
I did, but I don't know if it was insulting because someone
It's not insulting if maybe she's a descendant of his.
Someone told me to ask her, so I wrote to her and I said, my friend wants to know if you're related to.
Francis Scott Key, who
Yeah,
wrote the
and
national anthem.
she was like, oh geez, no.
Okay, that's fine. but the key was the key, no pun intended. The key because you needed the key to get back in the building, or you needed the key to leave the
My
building because
car,
of the alarm.
yeah.
Okay. Because the fact that her name is key is is a key connection.
Yeah, so I was pretty excited, and then I dropped her phone number on the floor.
Okay.
And there was someone found it. It was a crowd of people. So we're still friends, and the odd thing is, she lives down the street from me, literally.
Okay, Nashua?
Yeah.
Well, what about, did she interview you?
She did.
On where?
Entertainment Now.
Okay.
But I don't know if they still have, like, they
Well, never
changed
mind.
managers.
Let's not worry about what if they have it now. Where was the interview done?
We did it over the phone.
Okay, but was it a radio interview?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that's great, though.
Yeah.
Remember when you did it around approximately? How long ago?
15.
2015?
I think so.
Okay, so 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did another radio interview in 2010, I think, or 12, with a guy who has a 80s radio show and took interest because that's his era that his show is so
dedicated to Peluso, songs with, playing songs for, from. Okay, well, do you know who that was? Can you tell me?
Yeah, Chris Cordani.
Okay, and where was this was another radio interview?
That was also over the phone.
Okay, well, I know, but do you remember the radio station? It was
Revenge of the 80s Radio.
Appeared from, sounded from.
Yeah.
I know, that's the name of the state? It's like a podcast radio?
Yeah, Revenge of the 80s. But he went worldwide, so now he's a lot bigger than when we...
Well, that's fine, but you were still on the show. He probably has you in his archives.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. Okay. All right, well, what have you done with it since then?
Well, I've always been writing. I never stop.
Okay.
That's my soul.
Writing music, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Writing, always comes back somehow.
Okay.
It's there. If it's there, it's going to come out, and I do that. But I reconnected with an old friend who actually had a #1 hit back in the 80s, a dance hit, and he.
You remember the song and what was?
Yeah, "All Night Passion" by Alicia.
Okay.
And
not Alicia Keys.
No, it's I don't know. She never went by like a last name. She only had like her.
No,
first
all right,
name.
that's fine. Some artists do that.
Yeah.
Madonna does that, obviously.
Yeah. So he said, back then when we were in the studio, I didn't have the right equipment. There's a lot of things we couldn't do back then.
Right.
That I could do now, and I think we should try to record, together. Because now I'm like. I'm a producer, sound engineer.
Okay. That's him talking.
Yeah.
Okay, is this a man named, who's Alicia? Alicia's the artist, but this is a guy?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a guy named Alicia, is it?
No, the artist that made the record hit #1 was the artist Alicia.
Okay, so who are you talking about now? The friend of yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was actually the original singer of that #1 hit.
Wow. Okay.
And it's a long story.
Okay, that's fine.
But somehow she was in Annie,
okay.
and somehow she
Annie.
ended up singing it, and she. What's that word when you copy like a voice?
Voiceover.
Demo.
The lip sync.
She demoed my voice, like she copied my voice, and then it went #1, and. But anyway, I made up for it in other ways. I was really sad when it first happened because I was at home and it came on the radio and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the song I did. But a lot of stuff like that happens in the industry.
It does. Okay.
And, we recorded together and it actually went worldwide and got picked up by Universal.
Okay.
And it also got picked up by we wrote a song together, and it got picked up by Universal again.
Okay.
They wanted it on their record because they have a label or something.
Yep.
And really, it was just we just did it for fun, and we didn't know it was gonna go, but it went top of the DJ charts all around the world. And it got distributed throughout the world. But it's really a different time now because we're in the digital age.
Right. Things can be distributed much quicker now on a longer,
Yeah.
farther scale.
Yeah.
Right, I understand. That's true. So what are you doing currently then?
Well, we recorded again,
Yep.
and this next one, I'm doing house music, which I'm okay with. It's
Okay.
one of the things that just, happens sometimes. And that one it's also distributed by Universal, and it went top. I'm like top all around the world in the DJ pools or something.
Okay.
I get they write from all over the world. They write to the producer, the record company, and they rate you.
Yep.
They say, oh, you're 8 now. You're number 8. Yeah, we rate you as 8. You rarely get a 10, but they'll rate you. All the DJs will rate how they think of your songs, and so they'll rate you by a number, and they'll send it to the record company. We rate this, and that means that if they rate you high, they're going to play it in their clubs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's really fun. I mean, considering I raised 2 kids, and they're in there.
One of them's in a band, you said. Your son.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
I mean, it's nice that I'm able to do something, considering where I'm at in my life.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me about your son's band, if you don't mind, just a little bit.
Oh no, I don't mind. He started at 12.
How old is he now?
23.
Okay.
And he's a producer, musician, and a sound engineer. I
Okay.
think that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Of course,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
And I mean, he started very young. 12 years old, was already playing, and they won Best Band of New England when he was only 12.
Wow.
Yeah, and
The apple don't fall far from the tree.
thank you. I'm honored that he's doing music, because I feel like,
course.
that's pretty
Why not?
morbid. I was going to say something. No, but it's really nice to have somebody that in the family that has that talent, that writing, and that ability to create music.
Okay. How many in his band?
I think there's 4 or 5.
Wow. Okay, so he's got a major league band, and plus he's already got won the battle. One of the battles, the bands in New England, top.
Right.
Top of New England, whatever the rating, whatever the award was.
Yes.
Top in New England.
Best band in New England.
Best band in
This
New
was when he was only they were only in their early teens.
Right, but now he's 23, so
Yeah.
there's a lot that happens.
Oh
over
yeah,
the years,
I'm
right?
so super proud. I mean, he's my heart and soul.
That's great. So what about now just bring me up to speed on other things. You ever done anything else in entertainment? Done any acting, modeling? Mm-hmm. You have. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I did modeling, and I quit.
Okay.
I quit when I got invited to the party. I was like, I don't know, maybe because I was trained as a musician and hung around music people.
Okay.
I did runway shows, and my shoes were stolen, and that was a little bit of a turnoff backstage.
Yeah, that's not cool. Okay.
I was kind of disappointed. And then I guess I just felt like I just didn't feel right about, maybe I should have gone to the party.
Okay.
I just...
Well, what do you mean when you say the party? You were invited to a party with models? And
yeah,
you didn't, okay.
and I think I felt like I didn't belong in that crowd.
You bowed out first before you... Okay, I understand.
Yeah, and maybe I could have had somebody go with me that was would have helped a little bit, but I didn't. And I guess it may not be good to look at the past.
You do what feels right to you. Have you performed live anywhere? And if so, where? Just ballpark it.
Lately, no, but when I was younger, I started in New York City.
Oh, yeah, that's right, from
Yeah.
Brooklyn, okay.
I started as a background singer. I was like 14 years old.
Wow, okay.
And then I started, because I'm a keyboardist, I started playing keyboards. I started playing in a band, and I would actually go to Maryland to perform because some of the band members moved there, and I ended up hanging out in Baltimore and playing the colleges and keyboards, singing.
That's pretty good.
We did a mix of originals and some covers.
Right, wow. So anywhere else around the country that you've performed besides Baltimore in our area, in New York?
Just New York City. I mean, we used to play in the clubs in Manhattan.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot different now
I know it is.
than it was.
Okay, so what is like, here we are at the end of 2019, and we got a new decade on the horizon. So what does the start of the new decade look like for you?
Well, for me, honestly, it was always about connecting with the people that I have a chemistry with, that are my friends.
Right.
I never sought out for anything outside the box, and maybe that's bad.
No, it's not bad. I mean, you got to stay where you're comfortable.
Yeah,
You like your comfort zone.
Yeah, I mean, I tried going into a studio here, and I actually lucked out because the producer was nice. But it's different because I'm not originally from here. So I
Right.
tend to lean towards my old friends. There are some new friends that I'll write with, though.
Okay. You still write with anyone from New York?
Yes, the producer, who's actually been I don't know what they call it, sound engineer? Yeah,
Okay.
at NBC.
Wow.
26 years. He just retired.
NBC TV? Mm-hmm. Wow. Love to get him on the show.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, so his name is Rick Tarbox. And
I know the name. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very well known.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just know him because I met him by accident too.
Well, I would say, no, not just by accident. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how did you meet him then, if it's not by accident? If
Well,
it's
I went to a music college.
okay, which is where?
It's Five Towns College. Carole King went there.
Oh, yeah, Carole King. Nightingale.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Oh my
can't get
gosh, I'm so jealous of Carole King.
She is a great
Oh
singer.
my gosh,
Yeah.
she is like a god. She is everything that I am not. But
Don't say that. All right, but so how did you meet?
So I met him. I was at the college, and I was also doing shows in Manhattan. And I needed a drumstick because I was going to play some cowbell on stage.
Okay.
I went into a music store,
Yep.
and for some reason the guy's like, "Oh, you're a musician, blah blah blah. Yeah. Oh, you should go across the street. There's a cute little studio there,
Okay.
and meet some of these people." So I was like, "Okay." So I took my sticks and left. I walked across the street, and
Is that across from the NBC studio?
no, it was in Long Island,
Oh, Long
in the middle
Island,
of
okay.
like nowhere.
Right. I understand, right.
Yeah. So I went in,
Yep.
and there was a picture of Twisted Sister on the wall. So I'm like, oh, maybe they like Twisted Sister. But later I found out it was because they had recorded their first album there. So that was pretty impressive. And then they showed me around the studio, and I told them a little bit of what I've done before. I worked with August Darnell from Kid Creole, and they're like, "You have to come back and record." So that's how I met Rick.
Rick.
He was in the studio plugging stuff in, running around like, your workers, and just busy doing his thing.
Okay,
And
wow, that's awesome.
yeah.
Well, guess what? We're under 4 minutes. The show, we're just about wrapping it up. And it was a great interview. So what I want you to do now is to give, like I said, shouts out to the people that are going to see it. Because a lot of people are. Just look at the red light on the camera.
Thanks, Scott, for giving me tips on being on Harrison's show, being a director that he is. He's in my Zumba class, but I knew him before from the supermarket. He's a good kid. And shout out to my son's band, Ivy, and I hope you guys can get down here. Harrison's awesome.
I'd argue if I could. Go ahead.
To be on his show and keep up the good work. And thanks, Sally, for the great Zumba classes to keep me going.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, great job. Well, I hope you had fun with me tonight.
Absolutely.
And and I know we didn't have any footage of you playing, but the stories you told were amazing. And
Thank you.
And I always love it when I have somebody on the show like you, because I never know what I'm going to get, and it's always something exciting. And certainly you did not disappoint me.
Oh, I'm glad that's true.
It is, okay. So do you have any recordings coming up in the near future?
Yes, we have another record coming out. Maybe there's going to be a couple coming out again on our Tarbo Records.
Okay. Rick Tarbo.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, let's get Rick on the show.
definitely.
Okay. When are they going to be coming out approximately?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't have exact date, but they should start coming out. Because I don't know if you know, but the distribution companies, if you don't keep putting them out, they'll just drop you.
Okay, well, keep putting them out then.
Yeah.
Okay, great job. On that note, we're going to wrap the show up. Thanks for watching. More episodes to follow. Take care. That's it.